What's going on, everyone? Another Discord Friday. Guys, if you are new to the channel, I have the YouTube channel and I got Discord. Discord, we go over there, we pull off pictures of people that possibly are in need of some help, or we got people that post pictures over there that build perfectly fine, but we use their pallets for a building tool for newer selectors. So if you're new to the channel and you're a selector, I really highly recommend going over and joining Discord and just start chatting with those guys over there. They're going to help you build better product. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. This stuff up here, thumbs up. You want to donate? I appreciate it as well. Let's get on to the first picture. So this first picture, now there's a couple things I want to say on here. One, a really nice pallet. All right. Now I'm going to go right to these jars on their sides, even though there's no pressure on the jars. For you new selectors out there, why don't I still think this is not good to do? When you pick these cases up, what do? You can see this one stretched out a little bit. We grab the cases by the wrap and we select them like that. We almost use these the side of the wrap as like handles. Well, if you stretch this out, and with the jars being this way, it is very easy for those jars to start moving around within the packaging. So let's say you wrap it up, send it to the store, and on the way to the store, let's say we stretched out this wrap, and this middle container or this middle jar right here is like bulging out where it could possibly fall out of the packaging. Well, let's say we cut the wrap from one of the other three sides of the pallet, cut the wrap, pull the wrap off, and then boom, the jars start coming out and breaking on the ground. Seems far-fetched, but I think it definitely could happen. That's why I do not like my jars on their sides. All liquids always up, glass always up. I never put glass on their sides. Other than that, just a solid freaking pallet. Very nicely done. Now, another thing I want to point out, in my a couple of my selection videos where I have me selecting in the warehouse doing the canned good aisles, I told you that these size cases, I 8 block them. They come in a 10 block on the pallet, which this person 10 blocked them, and they hang off the pallet the whole way around. You could see it right here. These are off the pallet. Now, it's just a lip. I like the finger's length, but I do not like a finger's length around the whole pallet. For the reason being is now your entire pallet is bigger than the chip pallet that you're building on. So to me, it makes for an unsturdy pallet. I'm more unsturdy than it would be if you would just keep it within the perimeter of the pallet. I'm just a strict, I do not like going beyond the pallet. And these 10 blocks do that, so I 8 block them. I do 3, 2 facing in and 3. And then it leaves me that hole in the middle. While we have these other cases in that part of the warehouse that we always usually get. I call them filler cases, and I take one of those filler cases and I stick it in the middle. You know what? I need to do a video on filler cases. Someone said, where's your video on filler cases? You said you were going to do one, you never did one. And they're right, I never did one. I need to start getting that together and explaining what I mean by filler cases. All right, another pallet here. Very nicely done. We got a nice, see how we're nice and on the pallet. I mean, just perfectly square on the pallet. I love it. All right, big cases, cans facing in, 2 cases facing back. I mean, guys, I like this. See how we tied in right here up to this point and then we column stacked? I love it. You do not want to tie these ketchups in because of this open top. So let's say we put 2 ketchups down, and then this person got that mentality that I got to keep crossing cases to tie in, and they take one of these ketchups and face them in. Well, guess what it's going to do? It's going to dip into the middle of this case. So when you have open boxes like this, the best way to do it is put that case directly on top of the other one, so it sits good. And then we got a perfectly done over here. We got 2 boxes together. We're up higher on the pallet, and these 2 cases are just like leaning into each other, so they're not going to dip in. Just a very nice looking pallet. Let's take a look at the next one. We're going to zip right through these. So this here, when I first looked at this, I was like, holy cat, like how could you column stack these pallets? But then I immediately looked at the plastic. This pallet is so small, so there is no way to actually interlock these bags and tie them in. You can't 5 block them because they'll be hanging off the pallet like big time. So I looked at this pallet. Just look at this. This thing's about to fall over. Then you look at this pallet. It's about to fall over. And so the person posted this picture first. And I'm like, so I'm sitting there like messing with this. I don't know the measurements of the pallet. I'm like, how would you even do that to make it a more sturdy pallet? And he went and posted a picture of it, and I'm glad he did. So basically, this is the same type of product, same size pallet. So what this selector said, I believe, yeah, what this selector said they did is they patted the bags down and they shook the bags if one bag was, hanging off the pallet just a little bit. Guys, what do I say with dog food? If you cannot be level and cannot be flat, you don't know how to build. All right. And I'm telling you, the slapping of the bags and that, it takes seconds, like not even seconds. Like I got into the point where I put a bag down and it's got a big lump in it. I just go bam, 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 and it's level again. So I do that with my bags when I'm interlocking. Now, if you have to column stack like this, I mean, just absolutely brilliant. Just pat them, shake them, fold them, and you're going to get a nice looking pallet like this. So I'm glad this person posted their follow-up picture of them doing the same product, and shows that if you just put a little effort into your work, it could look that much better. All right, guys, this one right here I like, because I tell you all the time when I get these slippery cases, I like to tend to keep them in the middle. I do not like putting them on the corners if I can help it, especially on the base. But when you have a lot of them, there's very little you can do. So the one thing, now we only got the front picture here, but there's one in the middle there, but something tells me the back of their pallet is boxes. So they kept it towards the front of the pallet. Why did they keep it towards the front? Because it'll be up against the mast of the jack. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they had this pushed all the way up against their jack or not. I probably would have if I was building this. I probably would not have left it on the back of my pallet or on the back of my forks. Why? For the first reason I just said, when you push it up against the mast of the jack, you have something to hold that pallet up. The second reason is the further you go back the forks, especially if you have triple pallet jacks, the further you go back the forks, the more of this you get. All right, closer to the jack, you get less of this. So that's another reason why I would have put it on the back of my forks. If I had it on the back of my forks, I would have probably just wrapped this right in this area just to make sure it wasn't going to fall over. But beautifully done, great looking pallet. If you get very few of these, keep them in the middle. You get a lot, there's not much you can do about it, but just a great looking pallet. Let's look at the last picture we're going to look at, then I'm going to talk a little bit about Discord. So this one right here, let me get out of the way here. I like this. Very nice looking pallet. It looks like we started in the dairy. It looks like we got a base on the second. So I saw this, and it looks like you started in the dairy, and I don't know if you stacked both of these pallets two at a time, or if you stacked dairy base and then you went up like this. But anytime, let's say even if this pallet was right here, I would take that open box of watermelon and I throw it up. If I have a high pallet and a low pallet, my open boxes, I always try to get them up as high on the pallet as possible. So my watermelon, especially only needing one, I would have tossed it up. I would not have had it this low on the pallet. Although your pallet turned out great. Once again, this is a learning thing for new selectors. If you are a new selector and you get one open box and you have a higher pallet, throw it on the front pallet, be done with it, and you don't have to worry about stacking on the watermelon. We have two bigger boxes that basically washed out that open box. But let's say we had smaller boxes, you're not going to find anything to sit on there. You're going to get the dip going in because of the open box. But other than that, just a great looking pallet. All right, guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is Discord. I just want to go over to chat rooms a little bit. We had a couple people chatting in one of the rooms. Not a big deal. It's not like this happens often. So there's tons of chat rooms here. So the one chat, so we got a lot of general talk. So like general talk, we got case selection, forklift video, warehouse gear. We got the Tim reviews, which it turned out to be a warehouse thing. It was supposed to be for my reviews. Freezer, dry goods, perishable, zone stacking. I post some of my top videos and stuff like that. Loaders, health and fitness, and then your videos. If you want to post videos, you can put them in this bottom one here. So that's like, let's look at the YouTube. So YouTube is just basically all my videos that I put out. These are my latest 3 videos that I put out, and I just put them over there to make it easy for you guys to navigate. So you have all my videos all together right there. So one of the chat rooms I don't want you guys chatting in is warehouse check-in. So why? I just like it nice and clean like this. So we can come over, maybe I'm new to the channel, I'm new to Discord, and I want to see if there's anybody else that works at the same place that I do, so I can maybe private chat that person. Our latest person that is at a Walmart DC. Maybe I work at a Walmart DC and I want to talk to some of these people, or maybe I'm applying for a job at a Walmart DC. We got another Walmart dry up here. Maybe I want to talk to these people and I could private message these people. Hey, I'm applying for the job. Do you mind talking a little bit about that job? That's why I like this page. So it just gives everybody an idea where the people that participate in telling us where they work at. That's one. The other one is this one right here, is warehouse check-in. So another one, I just think this is not warehouse check-in. Why do I have it on? This is Where in the World. I have this highlighted. I screenshotted these guys at 2 different times. This is actually the Where in the World tab. And once again, I just think it's cool to see where our Discord members are from. So this is an opportunity for everyone to come check in and just say, hey, where I'm from. We got a Kentucky, we got Colorado, we got Canada, Florida, we got Rhode Island, we got North Carolina, we got Ohio, UK, California. We got people from all over the world that's over in Discord. And I just think it's unique to just once again have this nice and clean so people could just scroll right up and see where everybody's from. So like I said, guys, no big deal. Anytime someone chats and Where in the World and warehouse check-in, I delete the conversation. So it's not a big deal. It's just something I like to keep clean, So that's all I wanted to tell you guys about Discord. If you're new, go over there. Like I said, link below, click that link, come over there, post some pictures. And if you don't want to put your name to your pictures, just private message me your pictures. And I will put them on a Discord Friday, go over them. And I don't say whose pallets they are anymore. I don't put a name with the pallets anymore. I just go over them as a basic pallet. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Have a great day.